Hey guys, welcome back to Mortgage Minute. Today we have a guest from a little bit ways away, which I'm very excited about. Y'all meet Rachel. Rachel's with Five Real Estate, and she's also a fellow equestrian. So we're going to chat a little bit about horse properties and how we got into the business and really enjoy our day. So thanks for joining me, Rach.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Super excited to be here. So
Good.
great drive up.
Yeah. So you're in Hico.
In Hico, so about 2.5 hours away.
That's a commitment to come see me from 2.5 hours away. So I appreciate it. I love it. So let's start from the beginning. Talk to me about like how you got into the business and what your journey was there.
I started out thinking about real estate probably 5 years ago. I was working as a GM for Starbucks and decided it was time to either work kind of take the next step, district manager, stay on the retail side, or switch over to the corporate side of the company. And so I wanted to go and be a project manager for them. And so I started checking into that, went to apply, and realized that I had to have my real estate license for a minimum of 4 years to do that, even though my degree is in project management. So talked to recruiters and things like that, and they said it made more sense for me to leave the company and come back 4 years later after doing real estate. And it did just, to stay there and try to work out. I decided to pursue real estate. Had a friend that was looking to build a team with Briggs and Sotheby's up in Dallas. We were actually at the Fort Worth office.
I think that's who you were with when we first met. Yeah.
So I jumped in there and started with them. And I mean, that was a few years ago, and I'm enjoying it. I don't know that I'll ever.
We suckered you into the real estate life.
No, I've really enjoyed it. But that's how I started. So.
Wow. See, I didn't know that. Okay, so you switched over to Vibe 2 years ago?
About a year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago? Yeah. Okay. And so what made you transition there?
They're very technology forward, marketing forward.
So, background. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
So I just saw that that's, to me, we're all on social media. Right. We are all, really, I don't know, there's a lot of people that don't even watch the news anymore. Mm-hmm. They get their news from.
I'm one of them.
Yes, I am too. Yeah. So I felt like that it was really important to be very forward thinking in marketing for getting properties out there, because I started having clients, they would call me, out of state clients, and be like, hey, I found this house on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I think it's important that we're marketing on that, being very forward thinking.
So I had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and real estate is so different now than it was even a decade ago. And because people shop online for houses. And I know we've had that technology for a while, but I feel like it's so much more there. Like, I know we've had deals together where the people hadn't even seen the house until closing day.
Absolutely.
And they're okay with it because they've seen all the pictures. I've seen your little videos from your virtuals and stuff, and it's just a different system. So I think that technology forward is.
Yeah, I just closed a house last week for a client of mine in California. She's been to the neighborhood, last summer. She went to the neighborhood, loved the area, but did not find the house that she wanted to until she was back out there, and coming back and forth was not a thing. So we did everything through FaceTime, videos.
Yeah, just did all that.
The whole thing. Yes.
Crazy.
So definitely a completely different way that people shop now.
So here's the real question. Are you going to go back to being a project manager, or have we suckered you in for life?
I think I'm suckered in for life.
You're here with us for life.
Yes. No.
See, and I didn't know that you had only been in real estate for years.
Yes.
I never asked the question, to be honest. We've been working together for a few years now, and so I never really asked the question.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were new-ish, right?
Relative, still.
You wouldn't know it.
In the big picture, and came in a very rough time. And so, I had to go, but I knew, thankfully I had a lot of friends in real estate, so they warned me. They were like, this is not the time that
you're making bad choices.
Work, and so, which was appealing to me.
Yeah.
Jumping into a complex, challenging environment, and I've been I've spent a lot of time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
No.
So what technology packages, right? Because you said
Yeah.
Vibe was really good with that. So
Yeah.
what are you emphasizing the most with those tools that you're using?
Um, so I am part of Vibe Realty, but then we have a sister company, essentially, that's Vibe Marketing. And so I have an entire marketing team at my disposal. So they come out and they can do incredible drone footage, video packages, the show-stopping videos that set them apart, set our properties apart on Instagram,
Well,
TikTok.
and when we're doing farm and ranch stuff, which we both
Yes.
do a ton of, it's
Yes.
so much more important than just a neighborhood home to have all of that.
Yes, absolutely. And I find that a lot of times in the ranch or the horse property settings, you're getting with the traditional marketing, you're looking at these high level aerial shots, maybe some property outlines, but people want to know what it feels like to ride a side by side through it. What does it feel like what does it look like on the ground?
Right.
How
How functional is it?
yes. What is this actually? Because you can show a picture of a barn.
Yeah.
You walk in, you're like, this.
Why is the barn facing the wrong direction?
Yes. Completely wrong.
Or why is the lean-to facing south? And so, yeah. And I think that's something that we can appreciate with each other too, is we're both equestrians, right? Both horse girls. And I read this post the other day, and it was talking about how people that don't show and ride and do what we do, they don't understand the importance of what direction does the barn face?
Right.
What type of footing is in the arena? What type of fencing is on the property?
Yes.
Right?
And what's it going to cost to fix those things if they're not there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know we've had conversations about the cost of building that dream horse place, facility, whatever that is. Just fencing alone has gotten astronomical, depending on
it's insane. I mean, like our pipe fencing, when we finished out this place, I think it's the no climb with the one layer pipe. It was $24 a foot, a linear foot. Absolutely. And you think about fencing in, I mean, we're on 5 acres here. You fence in 20 acres? Gag me. That's so expensive, right? And so the value of that type of item already being on a property, it's invaluable, really.
It is.
Because you really, when you look at it as far as comps, you still want to give it value, but you're not going to get dollar for dollar out of it.
No, you're not.
Yeah, because
you're not.
And that's so important. And the other thing, like we were talking about arena footing.
Yes.
You know, like we have rainers, obviously, so we have to have particular dirt, and it is so insanely expensive, and it has to be layered appropriately. But and like the barrels, doing the barrels, you have to have the right footing that's sticky enough to hold the ground so they don't get hurt. And, most people would never think how important dirt is. Right?
No, they have, and it can be.
Thank you, because we're on black dirt here. We hauled in every single bit of that red sand.
You did. I was thinking about that, diving in.
Bit of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not easy.
And again, no dollar for dollar there.
No.
You don't get more dollar because you brought in dirt,
Absolutely.
No. Yeah.
And so I'm, always getting these calls from people, and they're like, well, can you just send me a list of all the horse properties available? And I'm like, it's going to be a short list.
Yeah.
And the ones that are going to be priced appropriately.
Well, and that's it.
It's done.
7-8 years ago, you could have found 5 acres with cute house and a barn for $500,000. I think that was pretty reasonable.
Yes.
And that same property today is $850,000 to $1 million.
Easily. Mm-hmm. And you're still probably going to walk in and you're going to be like, oh, I really don't like that because I don't know what they were thinking when they did this or whatever. There's going to be it's not people come to me and they're like, oh, I think I've got a really solid budget, that $850,000 to $1 million. I'm like, be prepared. You're probably not going to find exactly what you want.
Yeah. Well, and let's be clear. Unless you build it yourself, you're never going to find exactly what you want. No, because we're all so different and we all run our shop different. Just because this works for us doesn't mean it's going to work for the next guy down the road. We think it's great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it great for everyone,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I do still find that like, buyers are somewhat stuck in that, and they think that it's going to be picture perfect, exactly what they dreamed of, as long as they can push up close to that
Yeah.
$900,000 million range. I think that unfortunately
It's just
we're not living in that.
Mm-mm. Well, and there's a huge difference to me too. It's like here we have a full breeding operation and training facility, right? Like what we require of our facility personally is different than someone who just has horses and wants to go on an occasional trail ride too. You know, like that gap of people and like what they require to do what they love is so vast.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Just like, you know, a difference in a barrel racer versus what we do. We have to keep a hair coat on our horses, right? We have to keep them slick. We can't have an open barn.
Right.
We have to have a closed barn.
Absolutely.
Whereas a lot of my barrel racer friends, they don't care as long as it's covered, and they like the breezeway in the summer.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And we have a lot of ropers down there too.
Yeah.
So you've got your barrel racers and ropers that are
Who usually get married to each other.
Yes. Every day. Divorce later.
All of that.
Yeah, but I come from a cutting horse world, so we're more. I mean, they've got to be slick. They've got to be
horses,
beautiful.
just like our reiners. Yeah.
Yes, they're show horses. That's radically different.
Yeah.
Than
then being
racers,
able to let one hair out.
And then you've got all your trail riders and people that want to go out and which is hard to find places to trail ride now. So
okay, I had a client call me the other day and it was like, is this proper? You know, because she's again from California, moving here, has a couple of sweet horses, just trail rides, you know, and she called me and she's like, where's the best place to trail ride? And I was like, that's a great question. I genuinely only know of 2 places. And one of them's an hour and a half north of here. It's not even close, you know?
Yes. So I find that from people coming in from out of state because other states have so much more public land that is open to
that's crazy to me. That we live in horse country and have a hard time finding trails to ride on. You know?
Yeah, and you're sometimes splitting them with bicyclists and all kinds of things. That's whole.
Yeah. And then they're like, well, where do I go and where do I take my? I had a little guy who called me and he had a mule. The love of his life was his Molly mule.
Yes.
And he just loved on her and wanted to trail ride. That's all he wanted to do, and he wanted to be here in Rockwall County. And there's nothing.
Right.
I wouldn't even know where to tell you to go.
No.
Like Bluebonnet Ridge up the street, they have like a little trail on the perimeter of their neighborhood.
Right.
But it's still not really a trail.
You're not going to.
You know, there's a place to ride. It's not a trail. There's a difference there. Yeah,
and I feel like with trail riders, you're wanting quiet, serene, listen to the birds, all the things, and that's
it's
the place to ride is wildly different. And I have not found a lot of developments that there's one in Stephenville that's Horson's Ranch. They have trails.
Yeah,
actually trails. There's not a lot of those. So trying to waiting for homes to come up available in one of those, there's a few of those.
Yeah.
Horse forward developments, but not a lot given the number of horse people that are in Texas.
I just think that our concentration in North Texas is so much more performance horses. In what, depending on the discipline, it's all performance horse based, and that's not as important to us, I guess. Our horses are working horses. They're not leisure horses.
Exactly.
And so I think it's a demand thing, right?
It is.
There's not a demand for it.
Absolutely. I'm working with a client right now that's wants to trail ride, got a couple horses, adores them there her entire life. And it's like, well, where do I go trail ride? And I'm like, well,
that's a great question, sister.
How far are you willing to travel?
Yeah.
And, at the end of the day, how often are you really going to load the trailer to go trail ride when you get done working a busy, full week and all the things?
Yeah, it's way different than just throwing a saddle on and walking out the front gate.
Like I do.
Yeah.
Like I run to the arena.
Yeah, same. Like I go
150 feet behind the house.
Exactly. Saddle up, walk 20 feet that way, and we're working horses.
Yeah.
But that's what we love to do, right? Like we want to go work for a purpose.
Right.
And that's just our personal preference,
yes.
Right? It doesn't make it right or wrong, but that's just more important to us. Right?
Exactly. Just completely different.
Yeah. But I was talking to Mom the other day, and we were talking about barn structure too. And it's really amazing to me because something that's so important to me when I'm looking at horse properties is which way do the lean-tos face? Which way does the barn face? How do you get the breeze without, with having the protection and all of that? And it's really interesting to me that you can go to some of these really expensive, nice horse facilities and their structures are facing the wrong way, right? Like, and
Absolutely.
lean-tos always need to protect from the north wind.
Yes.
That's what they're there
What
for.
they're there for. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then you have a lean-to that's open to the north. It's doing nothing for you. Like maybe we'll help them get out of the sun.
They're probably not going to use it.
Right.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a purpose for a couple, 2 or 3 months out of the year, and they're not set up correctly.
Yeah, I know. And then this is the other one that kills me. There's a horse property that's down in Henderson County, and it's on 10 or 12 acres.
Okay.
But the whole thing's wooded.
Oh.
So like where the barn and the facility is open, but there's no turnout. So you have all this acreage that you can't even use for turnout. Right. So like, to me, you might as well just be on 2 acres.
Absolutely.
If it's not usable,
Absolutely.
And, people still think that it's worth the same as the next horse facility that has 10 acres of cleared,
Yes.
And I'm not saying you don't have any trees,
but you get, it's not, I feel like you don't see a lot of balance anymore of like a few, you have those big pastures with a few big live oaks, pretty live oaks that are, if they do, they're a premium.
Yeah.
They're very expensive for a reason. But you have either they are completely cleared or they're completely wooded.
Yeah.
Down in my area, we've got a lot of cedar trees. Nothing's growing. Grass is not growing. And to try to remove all that is going, you start.
Oh, it's, again, just as expensive as building a facility brand new.
Yes.
Yeah. The dirt work alone.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it creates this whole problem because you're removing the root systems and it's leaving all the holes.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes, start showing a ranch and we were talking about that. It was a larger parcel, it was like almost 150 acres. A lot of it needed to be cleared. And you're like, well, A, it's a tremendous expense.
I was going to say, I wouldn't even know how to price that.
Yeah. And then B, but I think that we determined it would be about a year of clearing. If you were clearing 2 or 3 days a week. And then
a year?
A year. And then you're trying to, there's no grass underneath of it.
No, and then you've got to seed and regrow.
Yes.
And you can't put anything on it for a year if you want it to survive.
No. And these clients have quite a few horses. They need space. That's why they're looking for that. It's like, this is not usable. I would say there was probably about 50% of the 140 acre parcel that was.
I mean, I guess it would be good for someone like a hunter who wanted to buy it. And
Essentially hunting.
And
I deal with that with clients, I've got hunting clients, but it almost gets too rushy because then you've got to figure out your shooting lanes and you can't see the deer because they're all, so it becomes just like, it's a problem.
Oh, yeah. I see that to me is just mind blowing, right? Like if I was going to build a facility from the ground up, like for what we do, right? I would go find something that was for sure cleared already. Because people don't understand how hard it is.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize it would take a year to do that much. That's insane. Just give me a couple nice trees.
Yeah.
A couple nice trees and some grass. I'm happy. So.
Yeah. Absolutely, because life continues to move along after you buy the property, and so it's easy to look at a project and be like, oh, we'll work on this. It'll take us a couple months, and I'm like, just automatically double or triple that because life is going to continue. And then you start looking at it, and you're like, okay, you saved maybe X number of dollars by buying a rehab project, essentially.
Right.
But
the math ain't mathin'.
Not mathin'.
Yep. No.
And if math for you, just make sure you're ready for it.
Yeah, like the math. How's that math sitting with your heart? That's gonna matter. No, it's no different than I tell people all the time. Especially like for some home buyers have a little bit, can sometimes have a little bit smaller budget, right? And they'll go find a home and maybe it has carpet, and carpet's kind of out, right?
Absolutely.
And they want to rip out the carpet and put in hardwoods, and they're like, oh, we'll do that in 6 months. I'm like, no, you won't. Do you know how hard it is to move all of your furniture to get new floors put in? Just do it before you move in.
Yes.
Just do it now. I promise you'll thank me later.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it would be the project. It's on the elusive list of things that we're going to get to.
We're going to get to in a decade.
And you'll get to them right before you list the house to sell. And then, the wife's going to look at you and be like, well, I sure wish this was done.
Yeah,
wish we lived here.
Wish we did it. Wish we did the thing we had planned on doing when we moved in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I know. It's crazy. But
Yeah, your future self will thank you.
just to go ahead and knock it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what, so mom gutted this place. So when she bought this place in 2019, she took it down to the studs. Everything in here. Redid all of it. Lived in her motorhome right outside the garage. Lived in her motorhome so she could wrangle contractors because you know how that is.
Absolutely.
And took everything down to the studs, redid everything. And so the only thing when she bought this place was the house that was outdated, the pool, and the barn.
Oh, okay.
All of that back there wasn't there.
Right.
And so she immediately redid the house.
Mm-hmm.
And she wrangled, let me tell you, she had it done in less than 3 months. Studs to redone.
Incredible.
You don't mess with sparkle.
I kind of got
Nobody messes with sparkle. It got it done. So then she moved into the house, and then after she moved into the house, then she started on all of the rest of the facility.
Smart.
But it made it functional, right? And luckily at the time we only had 2 show horses, and we didn't have our brood mares and babies, so they were in training. We didn't have any animals here. There's no way that we could have done all that with animals on the property. No way.
Wow.
You don't have a place to put them.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can't turn them out. You can't
literally
do this.
had
no arena. Like, you know, we had no way to work them, nothing. So, yeah, I mean, she spent a full year just completely redoing this.
I don't believe it.
And that was 7, 8 years ago now.
Yes.
So you can imagine what that would have cost.
Oh my goodness.
Today.
Absolutely. Materials have gone through the roof.
It's insane. And to find the other thing for me is like we were very blessed in the fact that we found amazing contractors who still come and do work on our facility for us today because they were so great.
When you find great ones, yes.
You keep them, you latch onto them for life because they're so good. But it's hard to just trust, for lack of a better term, a stranger, right?
Yes.
With hundreds of thousands of dollars to.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, for every one story of a great contractor, you end up hearing probably 5 or 6 of 20 really heartbreaking, heartbreaking situations where people lost money, lost out on time, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you have a list of people that you trust to help do that stuff. And I think that's so incredibly important. It's no different than us having trust in our appraisers and our, title companies and things like that.
It's not just about who, it's who you surround yourself with.
Right.
You have to be able to trust them.
Yeah. And I think that's, again, I feel like I've had a lot of phone calls lately for like FSBOs or like things like that, and I'm like, y'all are not seeing the value of a real estate agent. It's not just getting the property sold, it's getting the right people in here to take care of it for you. Even the right inspector.
Yes.
An inspector can make or break a deal just as easily as an appraiser can.
1,000%. 1,000%.
And that's the thing to me that I feel like as a real estate agent, and I think it would be hard starting out because, I haven't been on the realtor side of things, but like finding an inspector that you trust has to be just a learning experience that just is hard.
Yes, and spending a lot of time working on developing those relationships and getting, I know that I got started with I met a really great title rep that had she'd been in the title business for, I think she said 20 some years. She had an incredible list, and that was so helpful because then I got to meet and I heard everyone, started hearing stories about, this inspector, garage door guy. I mean, you have that guy.
That's so important too. We got a guy. Yes. We got a gate guy. We got a garage guy.
You don't know what's going to pop up while you're under contract or under option. I mean, both. And you need to keep the deal together because the deal is going to win. It's a winning deal for both buyers and sellers, and those are the type of deals I love to be a part of. When it's going to, it needs to happen so everybody's winning. Sometimes you've got to, fix some problems.
Be creative.
Yes.
You got to call your people and get creative.
Yes. get somebody in there to fix it.
Don't worry, honey, we're going to take care of this for you. Yeah. No, seriously. And I think, and it's almost doubly important when you're talking about the safety of animals to go along with it.
Absolutely.
Because that's, I think the harder thing for me is people that want to have horses, which, I mean, God forbid, they're like potato chips. You can't have just one. So, like, I support that fully, but horses are 1,200-pound teacups.
Yeah.
I mean, you touch them wrong and they, get a tummy ache and croak. Like, they're delicate beasts, right? Like, they're giant, delicate beasts. And, like, just like fencing. I know I keep going back to that, but, like, to put a horse in a barbed wire fence that a young horse, right? Like an old gelding that's been there, done that. He isn't going to care, right? But you get a young horse that, something scares them and they run through a fence.
Yes.
If that fence I've had this happen where we had one of our young stalled colts and he was at a different facility and he tried to jump a barbed wire fence and he impaled himself through his chest, out his shoulder with a T-post.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it's stuff that people don't think about until it happens, and then they're like, holy cow. So you not only have to worry about the functionality of it and the safety of it, and there's just so many things that go into the type of facility that's right for someone. And again, it's not going to be right for everyone. It's like, what do you need and require and want versus, what can you afford?
Yeah. And even, what are the personality of your horses? I mean,
so true.
I mean, we have a lot of horses.
Shout out.
It is.
With happens.
So, and we have several geldings that will never push on a fence. They're never going to cause problems. They just,
just do their thing.
They get up there out there chilling. Yeah. Then I have one that is, I mean, I was watching him yesterday and he was literally standing by himself, pawing the fence. And it was like he was looking to see if he could, kind of like,
let me test it.
Yes,
I'm going to test it.
Yep, and that's how he is. Yeah. He will get himself in a wreck very, very easily if you don't have everything done well and horses.
Yeah. Because that's like Fallon's horrible story about her horse just standing there being tied to the fence and it ripping its entire hubcaps off.
No.
On a good fence. Like, it wasn't like this was a bad fence, right? Like, the things like that happen, and it's just trying to mitigate. Yeah. Mitigate the damage is all we do in life, right?
Moral of the story, if you're watching this, you don't have horses, you want horses.
Yeah. These are fair warnings. They're warnings. We're giving you fair warnings of things that we've dealt with because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yes. Horses become a part of your identity for a reason.
They're a lifestyle. Well, I know we joke and say that, but like, I mean, hell, I was still trying to get ready to have you here because we had the vets here checking mares for breeding season. It's just
you text me, you're like, hey, you're running behind. That checking mares. I was like, oh yeah, totally.
Get it. 100% been there. So
I was on the stallion side. I owned a stallion for a few years, and a few years ago, and so I was on the stallion side of that.
Of doing all that.
Yeah, it's the whole. I mean, it's timing. You can't.
No, and you don't get to dictate it. It's nature.
You don't.
You know what I mean? Like, you just got to be there when you got to be there.
Absolutely.
So did you have him standing somewhere, or did you do it yourself?
So I had him standing somewhere and had him standing at my vet's facility, which was incredible. But still, getting the phone calls from the mare owners. They're like, hey, we got to
chop.
Yes.
Right now. That's so much, and like, so my good friend Sherry, that's who we were breeding Elsa to, our good mare, and it's her stallion, and that's like yesterday or Wednesday. What's today? Tuesday, I think I called her, and I'm like, she's a breeder today, and she's like, oh my God, like, it drops everything, has to go collect him, like, go check her, it's like, we don't get to dictate it.
Absolutely.
And people are like, oh, having horses is so fun. No, it's amazing. But they run your life.
They do.
They run your life.
They do.
Even as pasture pets, they're going to run your life. That's just how this works.
Yep.
So, well, that's awesome. So what is it? What are you seeing in your market right now? Because you're a little farther west than most of my normal real estate agents that I work with.
Right.
So,
seeing really just a shortage of put together turnkey, move-in ready horse properties.
Yeah, because that's
There's
really
very, very
most of the
few.
people that come to you want horse properties. Like we've had
Absolutely.
that conversation a lot.
Yes. And they want, they want to have options, and it's hard for them to hear that there just aren't many out there. The ones that are priced appropriately because there's just scarcity of, like
Supply and demand.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's simply not there, so that means it's worth more. And so then they're, they always are like, oh, well, we can just go buy 10 acres and we can build. And I'm like, okay, let's sit down and let's put pencil to paper here and run some numbers because it's going to cost you a lot of money
No,
to do.
and we literally had this conversation a week ago that when you build a horse facility, it's not like building just a normal house.
No.
Like you're probably going to lose 30% of your dollar-to-dollar value the second it's done being built, if not more.
At least.
Yeah.
And it's time. And where are you going to live while you're doing that?
And where are you going to keep your horses? And where are you going
to...
Yeah.
And it quickly, and a lot of these people are also highly competitive. So they're needing, if they sold a place, say they sold a place out of state, because there's plenty of those people moving in Texas.
1,000%. Yeah.
Horses. So they're on the rodeo circuit, the roping circuit, whatever they're doing.
Barrels, putters, reiners, the whole thing.
And everything is, if you take a year off, you're messing up the horses, the horse's value. It's really messing up your
flow.
Career.
Yeah,
it's, surrounding.
Well, because what most people don't understand is that in what we do, right, in the performance horse world, the most money to be won with our horses is when they're the youngest.
Yes.
Right? The futurities, the derbies. So like once they get past, in the reiners, it's really once they get to 8.
Yes.
The big money stuff is out of the question.
Yes.
Now they can still go win money, but it's not those $100,000 paychecks, right? And so that time frame, if you have a really good young one, you have to completely focus on them during that time frame.
You do.
Otherwise,
you're just you're shooting yourself in the foot. And a lot of times, you're with the breeding, you've started, by the time that horse is ready to show, you're already invested years to get from breeding to the show pen.
Yeah.
And it's such a limited window. Cutters are done at, their limited age events are done at 6. I think your barrel horse attorneys have opened it up a little bit, kind of a bit wider.
Yeah, I don't know what they're kind of. Ours is 7. Like 7 is our last derby.
I think barrel fraternities can go up to, they're the limited age type stuff.
Yeah.
I think they can run their fraternity years up through 5 or 6 years old. We got rope horse fraternities now.
The rope horse fraternities they are paying out huge money now.
Huge money and all the incentives.
I love that they have the rope horse fraternities now, and it's not just a timed event. It has to do with the horsemanship and the horses now. I think it is changing that industry for the better.
Yes.
I'm such a huge fan.
Me too.
Our reiners and the cutters, they're doing great in it too. It gives them another outlet. Like I'm a huge fan of them.
I am too. I absolutely love it. And so you have to take that into consideration when you're like, oh, I don't want to write that big check for the property. I'm going to build it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're going to have to pay up one way or the other.
Right. Yeah. Because full training right now, I don't know what it is for you. Y'all have cattle fees on top of it, right? We don't have that. But like I'm telling you, it's running anywhere from a base amount of $1,700 to $2,500 a month is kind of
absolutely.
And that's just for board and training. That's before they get a shoe put on. That's before a vet bill. That's before it's a mortgage payment.
Yes,
so you have 5 of them. Like we don't have all of ours in training, obviously, but you have 5 of those. You've spent 6 figures in a year.
Yes, huge level of investment.
And these people wanting those big facilities have that many. They have to.
They have to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that's what I'm seeing. And then it's difficult because there's just not a lot of property available in, say, Parker County. Parker County is getting, so there's a lot.
It's saturated now.
It's very saturated. There's just a tremendous growth along I-20 in the Aledo area and things like that. A lot of tech coming in, big tech coming in along there. Yeah. So it's just driving prices up.
Did you watch Landman?
I did not.
Okay.
I should have.
Okay, you have to go watch it. First off, love it. If you haven't seen Layman, go watch it. It's so good. It's raunchy, but so good. So I got so tickled because, I went to middle school and part of high school in Brock.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when I was in Brock, we were a tiny little 2A school. It took me 25 minutes to get to a gas station. Okay, middle of nowhere.
Absolutely.
We had this gorgeous horse facility. It was in between Brock and Lipan.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Absolutely.
I loved it. But so in Landman, they talk about the elite in Alito and how it's the new South Lake. And I'm like, that is wild to me. That was pasture. I'm getting old is what that means because that was just pasture land.
It's bougie.
It's so bougie now.
Yeah.
What happened?
Insane growth.
That's crazy.
And it is it's bragging rights. You live in Alito now.
That is
Big
hilarious to me because there was nothing there. I mean, we played them in sports, I played basketball, volleyball, and all that. We'd go over there and play them in sports, but there was nothing. We were on the country road, just back and forth,
Yeah. And Brock has that area is just so highly desirable. I've got a client I've been looking for about a year. They're looking for they only want a couple of acres, but they don't want it in HOA. In Brock ISD, you cannot find it.
I can't imagine.
And when it is.
Well, because, and here's the other thing is what most people don't realize, or at least this is when I was there, obviously I haven't, been there in a while, but the Brock ISD school district goes a lot farther south than it does north.
Yes.
So you find it, and now you're 35 minutes from I-20.
Yes.
And then people don't want that either.
Right. Because you're a ways.
Yeah.
It's in a little windy roads and
there's 3 different ways to get there, and they're all going to take you 30 minutes. To pick one, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So when you go up to Parker County now, the prices there are just insane.
Yeah. They're very. It's very.
And it's all big training facilities now.
Yeah.
I feel whenever I was there, it's been 20 years ago now, which again, but I feel at that time frame, you could find that 5 or 10 acre tract with a personal barn and a personal arena and just a normal. That's hard now.
Very hard to find.
Which is weird to me. What was the stopgap there of having those smaller, I don't want to say smaller facilities versus these giant training facilities?
And I really wish I knew. Because
I don't know either.
I'm not originally from Texas.
Right.
Yeah, it's originally from Northern Michigan. Moved down here 20-some years ago. 2002.
We're old.
Okay, yes.
There you go.
Senior in high school,
Yeah.
came down here for horses, cutting horses brought me down here, right? So the ranchettes were a really big deal.
They were huge. They were so normal.
So normal. You could find them anywhere, and that's what they kind of called them. Oh yeah, the little,
Yeah, that's how I would categorize our place too. It's just a little ranchette.
And now it's you have either you've got the 5 or 10 acre parcel that's got a barn that was built in the 60s and a house that was built in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And both need a ton of work, and the fencing's horrible. Or
the insulation's not there.
No, not there. And that's what you're kind of looking at in really Parker County, Hood County, you've got that, or you've got these
multi-million dollar
facilities that, even your average horse competitor is not going to be able to utilize a 25 stall barn and
oh god, the thought of cleaning 25 stalls every day. I would rather have a pencil stabbed in my eyeball than just my 4 stalls is plenty. I don't want any more than that. Yeah. Not to mention the fact I'd fill it up and then your feed bill just goes out the roof. But yeah, there's I just feel there's not. It's so hard to find that now.
Right. Very.
But it's not hard to find a house on 10 acres.
No.
That's the weird part to me. Mm-hmm. And it's not hard to go find a house on 10 acres. Right. But what's it going to cost you to build the rest of the facility?
Absolutely.
As much as the house?
Yes. easily. And so, yeah, I don't know if there's been a shift and maybe there's not as many, I'm going to call maybe hobbyist horse people that lived on those ranchettes. And so I don't know, maybe it does seem like the competition level of all aspects.
There's not, the DIYers
Yes.
aren't in our industry as much anymore.
No.
I mean, they're not. Like, you know, I remember back when I showed all around horses way back in the day.
Right.
It was pretty normal for people to DIY their horses. If they needed help, they'd go to a trainer for 30 or 60 days or whatever. Like, that was normal. And that has been completely priced out of our industry.
Completely priced out.
Mm-hmm. You can't be competitive without full-time training. Right. I mean, now, don't get me wrong, there's some non-pros that are hands that really could probably go be professionals, right? Like, those are a few and far between. But the general public like me, I'm not training my own head. Like, I
can't.
I can maintain it once it's there, but I'm not going to teach it. Let's be clear, you know. And maybe that's it.
That
the DIYers have gone away in our industry.
I kind of think that's what it is, because you used to be able to have,
you could buy a decent little non-pro or amateur horse and
go for lessons and
and be okay. Well, once or twice a month.
And in this type of situation, that 5 acres with a little smaller barn and arena is perfect for them. But if you can't keep a horse at home, why would you pay for all this? Take your money and go put it towards a training bill.
Yes.
I think maybe we just figured out the shift. We solved world problems sitting here together.
Problem, now we know.
I love that. Well, this has been awesome. I don't get to talk horse shop and mortgages often. And I know we actually do a lot of farm and ranch. That's not something, but it's something that a lot of people don't know that we do, because it's its own little private sector and its own people, right? So I love getting to talk about this.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
No, thanks for the long drive over here. Now we get to go play with the babies.
That was my whole thing. I was like, hey, I come to you.
I had to bribe you with horses to get you over here. So
easy. Like, it's not the ice cream truck for me. Like, if you want to
ice cream truck. Well, this was fun, Rach. I appreciate it, honey.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Sydney.
Sounds good. Let's go have some fun.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.